Hey guys, it's Nadine. I'm here to do a really quick tutorial on this foil heart that you see on my mini card that I made for my very first guest post for Click Kits. If you want to check out other things that I did using the Click Kits January kit, then I will link for that in the description box below. Go ahead and click it and it'll take you directly to my post. I hope you enjoy this video. So here is the mini card that I made using some scrap paper that was left over from making my planner divider with the designer paper from the Amy Tangerine stitch line, as you see right here. Now, you're going to need a few things. One is you're going to need whatever kind of paper you want to use. Then I used this heart punch from Stampin' Up, and I will link for this in the description box below if they still have it, along with this silhouette double-sided adhesive. Now you can find this at Joanns or Hobby Lobby or even Michael's. The next thing you're going to need are these foil sheets, and this happens to be by Martha Stewart Crafts, and it's called Gilding Sheets. And there are 12 sheets in this packet, and it ran about $9.99, I think. But there's also something similar at Hobby Lobby as well, and they come in either, I think it's like copper, silver, or gold colors. Now I forgot to show this part, but all I did was I took my double-sided adhesive paper, and it is so very thin that you can punch any kind of shape using any punch or any die cut very, very easily. So I just took my punch and punched out this little heart, and now I'm just going to go ahead and remove the backing. Now there are two different backings on it because it's double-sided adhesive. So I removed one backing, and then I'm going to go ahead and eyeball it, which is normally what I do. I never really measure too much, but I'm just eyeballing it here and placing it down. Then I'm going to go ahead and peel off the other backing. Now you can tell that I'm having some a little bit of a hard time removing the backing. So I got my little pokey tool and just started like picking at the edge of the other adhesive, and eventually it ends up coming up. So as you can see, there it is. And then what that does is it leaves the adhesive exposed. So be careful because you can't see it right here, but there is actually adhesive stuck down to that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm opening the little packet of foil, and the great thing about this Martha Stewart brand, which I find very different from the other brand that's at Hobby Lobby, is there's no guesswork as to what side is the shiny side, because the shiny side in this set or this little foil kit actually is protected by this red paper, as you see here. So all you do is you just remove the paper that you want to use. And I'm going to cut it down to size because I don't want to waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a pair of scissors, which is my favorite scissors, and I will link for that in the description box below as well. It's made by Fiskars. It's actually pretty good if you have carpal tunnel or like, hand problems. But I'm just taking my scissors and I'm going to eyeball it and cut out the amount that I think is necessary to cover my adhesive heart. Now once I have that little piece cut out, I'm just going to go ahead and put back the remainder of that sheet so that I can use it later on. Then I'm just taking my little cutout foil that I got, or that I just cut out, and I'm going to use my finger to burnish it onto the adhesive that's down there. And as you see, as I use my finger, you will see the shape of the heart actually come through, and that is the area that the adhesive is. So you just continue to kind of rub it, and that's the good thing about this, is that you're actually just rubbing the paper, so you're not really damaging anything, or you don't have to worry too much. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the sheet after I feel like most of the foil is adhered to the double-sided adhesive. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take my finger and just burnish the foil more to kind of give it a little bit more crisp lines at the edges, and also you're doing this, or I'm doing this, because I want to make sure that every single part of the foil is stuck nicely to the adhesive. Now the thing about this is I noticed that some of my edges were not as crisp as I would like them, and then there's like a little mar spot right there, a little smudge, but I'll fix that later and I'll show you really easily how to do this. So all I'm doing is I'm taking my fingernail and running it along the edge of the heart, and I can actually feel where the adhesive ends, so it's not like I'm damaging anything or lifting up the foil, because the foil is pretty stuck down there. So I'm just kind of like using my fingernail around the edge, and I'm cleaning up the edges pretty much. Now, I'm sure there's another tool that you can use to use this, but I mean, this was my very first time doing foil, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wing it and kind of go by however I felt. So use your fingernail, use whatever you have. It's really not that big of a deal. You just want to get the same kind of results. Know what I mean? Now at this point, you just want to kind of take a look at your foil piece and just see where else it needs to be burnished. And that's what I'm pretty much doing here, is making sure the edges are pretty solid and that my piece is pretty solid. And the thing about foil, or the thing that I find, is that the more you burnish it, the shinier it gets. However, I'm not really happy with this little smudge that I got there, and I don't even know what happened. But all I did was take a little leftover piece that I found underneath my scissors, put it on top of that and burnished it down, and then ta-da, that little smudge is no longer there. And this foil actually melds nicely into the original piece. So there you have it, a nice little foil heart on top of my card. Then I'm gonna just take my hole punch and punch the edge and add some twine so that I can attach this to a little gift bag. And that is my quick tutorial on how to do foil, and pretty much you can do this with anything. And I will be back to show you guys another kind of foil technique. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And also, if you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and click that purple subscribe button on the top left, as well as any of these icons will take you to places to find me across the web. If you're interested, here's an older video that I made on how to make your own thickers, and don't forget to check out my blog post on Click Kits.